This is my 1994 Volvo 960 four-door sedan. It's overall a great car, but not the best. It has a 2.9-liter inline-six 4-speed automatic rear-wheel drive setup. It's definitely not fast, and it weighs right around 4,000 pounds. The interior is quite nice. It is very supple. The seats are very plush. The carpet is very soft. The steering is very smooth, and it is very quiet. In the back of the car, there is ample legroom. Ignore all of my stuff, but this car comes equipped with 4 windows and a sunroof. The rear doors are quite hard to close. Let's go for a ride. Okay, so now that you may be able to hear me talk through the camera speaker, but overall, this interior is very nice. It's got sunroof. It goes the other way too, but it's really slow. It's got windows. Overall, this is the top-notch Volvo US spec that you could get from 1994, as far as I know. Interior is very plush. It is very smooth on the road, but as you can probably hear, it needs some exhaust work. It should be loud outside the car, not inside. Now onto the driving aspect of the Volvo 960. It is very, I may have already said this, but it's very plush. It's very smooth. Everything just turns with sleight of hand. Acceleration? It's not much. It's not much acceleration. It still does donuts. That's kind of cool. But overall, it's a $400 car. What can you complain? What can you complain about? Now, on to the road test. Put you in the door pocket. There's no traction on the dash. The dash is too slick. You just slide right around. And I lost my suction cup while off-roading in a Jeep. So I guess what I can do while I drive, it's really boring. I mean, the ride is smooth. It pulls to the right. The steering wheel points to the left. It needs an alignment. I have tires on the way. I have suspension parts on the way because the front wheels, let's just say the car has adjustable wheelbase. But yeah, so overall, the plan with the car is to make shims for the front shocks, make spacers for the rear springs, some hockey pucks. It'll be a 1.5 inch to 1 inch lift. And I'm getting some knobby tires for it. And I'm going to make a skid plate, la-di-da-di-da. Overall, performance-wise, most it's going to get is a full resonated exhaust. No muffler, no cats, just straight up, technically a straight pipe, using 2015 to 2019 Chevy Silverado exhausts. Because this car is slow. I had a Firebird. It was on spray. It was really fast. This thing is not fast. It only makes like what, 200 horsepower out of a 3-liter inline-six. It's really gutless. And I think there's the wrong transmission. And I believe that there's the wrong kind of transmission fluid in this transmission because, well, very hesitant in every single gear it goes in. But overall, it's a very nice car. Technically, it is the nicest car I've ever had at the cheapest price. The cheapest car I've ever bought was a $300 Honda Accord. I had that for 2 days. But yeah, this car's got AC, automatic climate control, la-da-da-da-da. And one thing you may know after I guess review some of my other vehicles, I love 90s cars. I love them. The earlier the better. 80s cars are cool. 90s cars, hold a special place in my heart. I just love them. I love it. This new was a white collar business class city car that you could take on the highway really comfortably. And what his job was to do was to haul them around. Now, it's a smoker car for that dude. And then, come the 2000s, after he put quite a few miles on it, 200,000 miles on it, it got its hand, probably changed hands a couple more times, and then ended up in the hands of an underage teenager who liked to smoke, drink. This car, when I got it 2 days ago, smelled like cigarettes, weed. Speaking of weed, they left about 1 gram in between here. I disposed of it because it was dry and gross. And I can't even get Chick-fil-A because it's Sunday! I'm upset. Oh well. Behind the wheel, I guess you're beside the wheel. I'm only going like 30 miles an hour, so on the highway, just take my word for it, this thing cruises. Cruise control, oh yeah. Ignore the head unit. I hate it, I'm gonna change it. The car will probably end up with a subwoofer. But this is one of my more low-key, low-class, just dailies. I have ideas of turning it into a pickup truck, but as to how I'm gonna do that, I don't know. Behind the wheel, I guess you're beside the wheel. I'm only going like 30 miles an hour, so on the highway, just take my word for it, this thing cruises. Cruise control, oh yeah. Ignore the head unit. I hate it, I'm gonna change it. The car will probably end up with a subwoofer. But this is one of my more low-key, low-class, just dailies. I have ideas of turning it into a pickup truck, but as to how I'm going to do that, I don't know.